If Nebraska's, excuse me, is going to play the way that Coach Rule wants them to play, who do you think they have to neutralize more out of these two? Jacoby Lane or Anthony Lucas at the defensive end spot?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go a different direction with that question, but that's okay. Um, that's interesting. I would have said, okay, hold on. I would say I think it's Lucas, just because I would say I don't think the goal is to shut down. I think Notre Dame showed that's not the guy you need to shut down. You have to let one of those receivers get their game off.
I'm
I think
assuming Lemon gets his.
See, that's the thing, but I think it's the opposite. I think Nebraska tries and puts the air on
Well, he
him,
will
and
because he plays in the slot. So we know that's going
right.
to be the matchup, right? Like,
But that's what I'm
right?
saying. But like, I think that matchup's going to take. No, you're going to try and take Makai out of the game where Makai's not going to get. Like, I think it's going to be more Jacoby offensively. One of those guys is going to have to get their game off. I think Nebraska would be more comfortable with letting Jacoby get his than Makai get his. And then defensively, if you can keep Lucas relatively shut down, I think you feel pretty good about your game plan along the offensive line and your ability to maybe throw the ball. Because Lucas is, I think, in my opinion, the one that's most capable of being disruptive. But I mean, there's been some stuff from others on that line. I mean, Cameron Fountains and stuff. I think there's been like
Well,
individual.
they kind of all look alike. I mean, no,
Yeah, there's been plays this year where Jakeem Stewart's far from like polished, but like just being an explosive big athlete, like he just explodes off the line and then just barrels his way into the backfield. Like it's not doing anything special. Like there's just going to be some of that, but I think like in terms of if you can eliminate Anthony Lucas, the pass rusher, I think you feel pretty good about your offensive game plan, your ability to move the ball and not get caught behind the sticks. I think if you eliminate Jacoby Lane, it's still like, okay, well, Makai Lemon still got 125 receiving yards. You know what I mean? Like that's why I think that's the give and take. And I don't think it's about yards necessarily with those two either. It's about bottling the explosive plays, and that's where like again with Lane, I think those explosives are going to be there no matter what. And I think you just kind of have to live with that and hope you're not getting beat deep when your best corner's on their best receiver, which is Lemon.
I want to get to SC secondary. I've kind of been saying all week. There's a lot of plays to be made back there, in my opinion, but it's more along attacking their corners. I think Fitzgerald is a pretty good player at safety, and Nebraska is going to have to kind of know where he is, but they do need to establish an intermediate passing game, I think. Is
Right.
that done? Is that done via the slot with guys like Barney, or is this a game where you think you see tight ends reemerge to kind of neutralize the play of Fitzgerald?
See, I think it's tight end personally, but I think it's going to be Dana's going to assess how they match up because I think those linebackers can be had. I don't think Fitzgerald and some of those safety like Kamari Ramsey either cannot. Like I think if you're picking a matchup, you want to pick on the linebackers and the corners and not the safeties. And so that's what I go. I think it's just again based on flow of the game, and that's where I'd say Barney. Like I think this has to be a game where you manufacture touches for Barney. Like I just think in general, it's not he hasn't gotten enough in this offense yet, and like I just think this feels like a Barney game. But at the same time, Lindenmeyer's been a safety blanket for a reason. This is one of those games where when you look at USC's defense too, the way they play, like, and you look at the way Dylan's played there's going to be a couple of those. I feel like there's going to be a couple of those. Dylan's kind of running around trying to find something. He works back to Luke Lindemeyer, who's wide open and can create like a chunk 15 play. Like there's just some of that in the way USC's defense plays, the way Lindenmeyer plays, and the way I think Dylan's going to play against USC.
Tim, as you kind of look at how you think Nebraska can win this game, in that scenario, how many touches does Emmett Johnson have?
20 plus. 22 plus.
Do you care what the distribution is between carries and catches?
No, I just think he needs to. I just think he needs to touch the ball. Yeah, I think. I mean, for Nebraska to win, I think it needs to run through. They control the flow of the game. Emmett Johnson's getting the ball a whole lot, and like, I mean, that's why I'm saying north side of 22. I think like to win this game, Emmett's got to close out the game in the third and fourth quarter. Like you got to kind of ride him in the running game or the short pass game.
Fact or fiction? Nebraska runs the ball with attempts more than USC.
Oh,
That's a good question.
I think fiction only because I trust. I distrust. Okay, hold on. I say fiction only because like I'm saying fiction because I think Dana's more likely to turn this into like a pass happy contest than Lincoln is. Like Lincoln is like Lincoln Majors encounter, like he's going, like that's what he does. It's part of who he is. Like he's going, like again, he gets his thing, but like it's always going to be part of who he is. He's going to run that. I don't think there's a point on Saturday, even with the running back depth where it's at, where he's going to get away from that. Like there's not going to be a 3-and-out from USC where they throw the ball 3 straight times. Like it's going to be a run mixed in. I think, but Dana, on the other hand, like I think, which is what we've seen from him and his tendencies this year, he wants to run the ball. I think they're going to pursue that balance. But if someone's going to turn this into a pass happy contest, it's going to be Dana Holgorsen, not Lincoln Riley.
So kind of getting some comments from our listeners. One of the ways Nebraska can neutralize edge pressures is with edge run game. Would you pick sweeps, screens, or duo to neutralize what SC does, according to how you think Coach Holgorsen thinks? Sweeps, screens, or duo?
Oh man, see, like the way Coach Holgorsen thinks, I think it's screened. The way I think, and the way I think, like I think duo gives Emmett more. Like I think like gives him that, like I think that gives him some options. And I think at this point you just kind of have to trust Emmett's vision and his ability to create positive yards. Like
I could
think it's
see
duo. I
tight
think
ends
screens.
just hammering on these ends with duo.
Yeah, like especially. I mean, I think if it's like, well, I mean, what is like? Okay, how do we feel about some of the sixth O line stuff now that Corcoran's playing tackle instead of?
You know, a guy to watch maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know how they want to use him. This may be kind of an Ectornock, a third tight end that's played that's kind of can be a hammer. I know it didn't
yeah.
look real clean against Maryland because of the stunts, but he's a bigger bodied tight end that I think they've won a maybe not him personally, but that position doing that with lead. That might be something that they do to kind of muck this game up. Again, watching them in 9-on-7 Wednesday, I know it's a defensive drill, but it was really good. It's a really good mindset when you use good on good for offensive line versus D line to stop the run. I think they want to be real physical Saturday night.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, this is the kind of game where you can win that just because of. I mean, like I don't think I'll say this too. I don't think this is the game Nebraska needs to win the line of scrimmage to win the game. Like I think they can hypothetically they could lose the line of scrimmage and win this game because of what the score could end up being. Like if this does turn into, like I said, like a pass happy type contest, but at the same time, this is one of those games from a true culture standpoint. If you want to instill yourself and you want to be like that physical Big Ten team, this is your opportunity to do it against a team that physically does look the part against the line of scrimmage. Nebraska hasn't done that against teams that physically look the part and can push, like can physically look like they can push them around. This week they do, but there's this again, this just Lincoln Riley thing of they're big, they're tough, but like, are they Big Ten tough? Are they can you drag him into deep water and are they going to like tread water? Like, or can they do that? I don't know yet. I don't think we see, like, I think Notre Dame showed they can't really, but Notre Dame has the talent advantage. Nebraska relatively is going to be on par, if not at a talent disadvantage. It's obviously certain spots. So that's where I'm curious to see how Nebraska approaches it. How, like, obviously, I think they want to play physical. That you want to muck this up in the cold weather. That's the best chance you have at winning this. But how physical does Nebraska get? Do they double down on, okay, well, let's win the line of scrimmage? That's how they want to win the game. Because I don't think they need to win this game. But if that's how they choose to win this game, they can.
Tim, you mentioned a couple times you think that Dana Holgorsen might get kind of caught up in a pass happy type atmosphere. Is that with you mentioning there you don't think Nebraska has to win the line of scrimmage to win the game? Is in your mind, can Nebraska win a track meet?
If we have to see it, like, but that's where, like, we'd have to see it. I think they, like, only reason I think they can in specifically this matchup is because I trust Nebraska's offense on their defense more than I trust USC's offense on Nebraska's defense. Like, because if this does, when I say turn into a track meet, I'm talking about explosives down the field and guys have to score quick and move that. Like, this defense has done a good job of containing that, and I think they're going to be able to, again, even against his receiver room. Like again. We should preface this by saying I think Jacoby Lane and Mekhi Lemon, or at least one of those guys, are going to get theirs. I still think they're going to throw for 250 plus yards. Like it's going to be a productive day through the air. It's not going to be, hey, then I don't think they're clearing 400 yards on Nebraska's pass defense. Like that's what I'm saying, and that's where if this does turn into a track meet in the second half, and okay, USC has to get up to 350 yards to keep up with Nebraska moving up and down the field. That's where I think Nebraska can win. It's all on paper matchups, and again, USC is more experience in track meet type games than Nebraska is, and that's another. Just we'll have to see it, but it's all hypothetical. It's all of that, but like that's where in my head I'm like, I don't think Nebraska has to win the line of scrimmage. That's just the in my head battle I've played with myself all week.
Okay, so I've been asking the question: if Nebraska's going to win, and you could make a guy play well, who is it on defense? Let me flip it around. If Nebraska's going to win on offense, and it's via the offense, and you could make any player play well, who is it?
Any player within the offense play well.
Yep, and Nebraska's going to win. Who would you make? You could wave the magic wand.
Ja'Cory Barney.
Really?
Ooh.
Walk me through it.
Again, it is part of just the I'm counting on what we've gotten from an Isaiah Hunter already. I'm counting on what we've gotten from Emmett Johnson already. I'm counting on those guys being established. Like, is that cheating? Is that cheating?
No,
to be like,
no.
I'm
Listen.
like,
That's fair.
Everybody. Listen,
this is what we're getting from
the
these
process.
two. Yeah, if we're getting this from these two, and then we're like Nebraska's offense is also getting a big day from Ja'Cory Barney. And again, when I say big day from Ja'Cory Barney, it obviously includes special teams. But like that just feels like a formula to winning where, okay, they have to account for Isaiah Hunter. They have to account for Dane Key. And, Ja'Cory Barney's also hot. You have to account for him after the start. You got to pick your poison in a way that I think that it's going to give that USC defense that has struggled to stay consistent fits. Because again, at that point, if you're running the ball on them, you can line up in whatever you want, and just run it with Emmett too. They're accounting for Dane, they're accounting for Isaiah, they're accounting for Ja'Cory, and they've got to account for the run game as well. That's just my personal belief of just like what unlocks this offense is the slot that can go. If I could probably say Emmett if it's like really like you want a really, really good game out of Emmett.
Let me ask, when's the last time I don't know. I'm glad we have help. When's the last time either Hunter or Key and Barney and Johnson have had a big game?
All at the same time?
Kelly says 0. There has to be one. No, Avery's 0. You
mean two receivers
I chuckled when he said Barney. I was like, why? But as you process through it, if you concede that Emmett will do what Emmett does,
mm-hmm.
and you get Hunter, you get Hunter
or Key.
I'm counting Hunter just because Key's been very
now Lindemeyer
hasn't gotten what they
have played well.
So I was maybe when we were talking about intermediate passing, I go maybe Lindemeyer, and especially if you're counting some of that, like if you think they're going to run duo, Lindemeyer coming down on those ends would be a big deal.
That's interesting because I would not have said that. As I'm listening to you, can you imagine what RPO looks like if Barney's playing well?
Yeah.
Or not playing well, but like has impact. He would have been like last on my list too. But now I am curious to see what that would look like.
Let me ask you this though, Tim. Where does Dylan fall in that for you? Is he closer to the I know what I'm getting in the Barney or in the Hunter and Emmett Johnson category, or is he closer to the?
No, I mean like okay, that's fair. Like if I'm counting on Dylan having a really good day, then I think I would put Dylan because I don't think he's in the we know what we have category yet. Like I'm fully on the like, hey, this gets out of hand if Dylan makes a mistake or two. Like because Nebraska needs as many offense. Plus,
about Mayava.
I agree. I mean, maybe it's true for both.
It's true for both. No, it absolutely is true for both. I think, yeah.
I think Maieva's going to throw you more interceptable balls.
I think if we were on the road, I would say Raiola has less margin for error. This time, I actually think Maiava does. I think people assume SC's more talented, so it's like, oh, Maava has more room for error. I think in a game like this, if the crowd is what I think it is, and Maava is Maava, and he gives you 2 or 3 interceptable balls, I bet I could convince you he has less margin for error than Raiola does.
No, I would agree on that. Like, I mean, that's part of my calculus, I think, with when we're talking about the defense too. Like,
And I
hey,
said
like if
just
this
the
turns
opposite
into
about Underwood.
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, if this turns into like that track meet type game, like that's where this Nebraska defense can bait a quarterback like Jaden Maeva into throwing you like, just whatever we wanted to say, like whatever that looks like. Just he can throw to interceptable balls, just like completely break down and not see the field well and throw it directly to a defender like last week. Like he's Maya was capable of that, and I think across his career, once he's thrown one, it's like okay, well, there's more. Like it's more of just like it's a more to come. It may not throw another interception, but there's more interceptable balls coming out of his hand. Like if we get early on, like 2-3 drives in, it's like, oh, he's thrown 1 or 2 of those balls that are like just Sierra taps it away, or like Sierra's just away from missing it. Like it's not far off from seeing Nebraska getting to. I don't disagree there, but like I just think it's one of those things where Nebraska's going to need as many positive drives. This is one of those games where Dana is saying, hey, we need to finish 75% of the drives. Like actually he's like, hey, they need to finish 75% of the drives. I think that really matters. And that's where I'm like, okay, well, Dylan can't have another dropping back, just doesn't see the defender, throws it straight to him type play.
And you're oddly specific in the scenario. So I think you have a vision in your head of how this game plays out. What ends up being more important? Yards per carry in the run game or total yards in the run game?
Yards per carry.
If you
No.
I don't see Nebraska winning that statistic, but if they run for more yards, I could see them winning the game.
Okay, that's fair. I'm on the again of the it's the calculus of the meat of like me seeing this in the second half turning into a track meet of sorts where Nebraska is able to, in that third and fourth quarter, maybe able to establish some physicality and then want to dictate tempo. Whereas with USC, again, and a pass happy type thing, USC abandons that run a little bit, where Nebraska kind of turns to that late and rides Emmett to create chunk plays late in a cold and weather environment. Again, it's banking on a lot of hypotheticals where I envision a game that
31-27 kind of game,
Think
in
so?
my opinion.
Tim, what kind of game do you think it is? Like
my scoring was 34-27 USC. So like
they're in the neighborhood. I mean, you're in the
yeah.
same neighborhood.
Yeah, I think.
But is it like, okay, like when I say 34-27, like I could see this being like 10-10 at half and then 34-27 in the second half. You know what I mean? Like
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're taking USC though?
I just kind of have this as like Nebraska's like third loss. I'm flipping my prediction from where I had their third loss being at Penn State to this one. That's just, again, on paper for me. Like I've said, I've laid out
You're
the
trying to
scenario.
get to 4? Is it like
Three losses. No, I've laid out the scenario to Nebraska winning this game, but at the same time, realistically, I look at this matchup. I'm like, the Nebraska wins this game this specific way. This game has to go the specific way, but more often than not, I think USC wins this game. So I'm picking USC.
Tim Verghese, Inside Nebraska. Tim, great stuff as always. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.